Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. I am finally back with another Paint With Me video, but before we get started, I just want to give you guys a huge thank you for all of your support for this past year, for supporting my art, taking the time to watch my videos, interacting with my videos. I honestly did not expect any of this when I first started my channel last year. If anything, all I wanted to do was document my work and my art journey since I had only been painting for a year then. And I never expected this many eyes to come across my videos, so I am still in shock and I just want to say thank you so much. Since it's been a year now that I started my channel, I thought I would spice it up a bit and do a Q&A voiceover while I paint this scene from Howl's Moving Castle. A couple of days ago, I had asked on Instagram stories if you guys had any questions for me, either art related or non-art related, and I got quite a few, so I'll do my best to answer most of them, or at least the important ones on this video. And if this is something that you guys like, maybe I can do more in the future, but I thought I would give this a try. But yeah, so let's get started. Okay, so first question, how old are you? I am 28 years old. Height? I am 5 feet tall. What major did you study? So I actually studied physics as an undergrad, so I got my bachelor's degree in physics, and then I decided to continue my studies and I got my master's degree in physics as well. Why did you start painting? So I picked up watercolor towards the end of 2019. So this was around the time where I was already done with my studies. I was working full time and I kind of just needed something in my life. I don't know, I felt like during that time I was just going to work, working your typical 40 hours a week, Monday through Friday, and I don't know, something was just missing. I felt like I wasn't fulfilled. I don't know if it was because I was used to always being in school and having that type of routine versus just waking up, going to work, coming home, eating, maybe working out, and then going to sleep to wake up the next day to go back to work. So that's when I was like, maybe I should start drawing or painting. And at the time I was really interested in watercolors. I really liked how it looked, and so I went to the art store. I bought myself a really tiny paint set, 12 colors max, some watercolor paper, and a couple of brushes. And so that was pretty much why I started. I felt like I needed to switch up my routine and I needed just something that would stimulate me, I guess. Yeah, I think that's the short answer. How long have you been painting or creating art? So, like I said, I started towards the end of 2019 with watercolor. So I'm at 2 years now. And before that, I was always a creative person. As a kid, I loved drawing. Anytime we had an art related assignment, I'd be the type to go above and beyond and try extra hard on them because I just really enjoyed them. But I never really took any art classes, anything like that. So I would say I've been a creative person since I was born, but consistently I've been painting now for 2 years. What inspires you to make art? Any tips for someone dealing with art block? I would say I'm inspired by a variety of things. So for example, my mood, how I feel that day, or how I've been feeling that week. When I go outside for walks, I always look at the clouds, or even when I'm driving to go pick up coffee or grabbing something and there's beautiful clouds out, I feel like I'm always inspired by that. And also my culture. Lately, I've been into illustrating Mexican food or snacks or just Mexican items that remind me of my childhood. And so I feel like that's kind of where my inspiration is coming from at the moment. And as far as tips for dealing with art block, I would just say if you really don't know what to create at the moment, maybe just take that as a sign to take a break, step back, just experience life. And I feel when I don't know what to draw, either I'll redraw something that I've done before so I don't have to think much about it, or I'll do fan art so I have a reference to look at, because I know if you're dealing with art block and then trying to come up with something original, at least for me, it's will probably be impossible, and I don't want to force it either. So yeah, I would say like take a step back, take a break if needed, just experience life, just be present in the moment, and maybe something will come to you. Or if not, just go back and do something that you're used to doing, or do something that doesn't require too much brain power. That way you're not burning yourself out either. Describe your art style in 3 words. Okay, I would say my art is cutesy, kind of like cartoony, illustrative, and a lot of people say it's pretty aesthetic. I guess I would say it's like cute, aesthetic, and like cartoony. I don't know. In art practice or skill you want to improve on, something I want to work on is being able to look at something realistic or like an object in front of me and be able to draw that in my style, like more illustrative versus just replicating it and making it look realistic. I know I struggled a lot in the beginning, but I'm slowly working on it. And another thing I would like to work on is being able to paint the way I draw digitally, if that makes sense. Like I enjoy doing that digitally, but if I'm able to do that with gouache, that would be really cool. At the moment, as I look back at my gouache paintings, besides my Ghibli screen caps, I would say they're more on the, not realism, but they're not as illustrative as I would like. So like my cloud paintings and like stuff like that, they're more a bit realistic versus what I kind of go for when I do digital art. So just being able to do that with traditional material would be pretty cool. So those are like 2 things I want to work on. What art supplies do you use for painting? So for my watercolor paintings, I use Winsor & Newton watercolors, and for the paper, I go with the Arches cold press watercolor paper. That one's more textured, and it's 300 GSM, so it's thicker and it could hold more water, which I really like. For my gouache paintings, I use Winsor & Newton gouache, and paper, my go-to is the Canson XL watercolor paper. It's pretty affordable and it's a bit smoother compared to the Arches, and I just tend to use that one for my gouache paintings. And as far as brushes go, there's no particular brand I go with. I just look for any synthetic brushes and look for whatever size I need. I tend to paint on the smaller scale, so my brush sets are usually like really thin brushes, nothing too big. But yeah, those are like the basic materials I use for my paintings. How do you sketch Ghibli characters systematically before painting them? So as far as my method goes, I feel like I don't have a method. I kind of just like look up a screen cap that I want to replicate, and I just pretty much eyeball it and sketch it out. There's no quite method I go with. I don't do like that grid method where you break up the paper to try to get the proportions right. I kind of just eyeball it and go for it. If I mess up the proportions, I'll erase it and try again. As you can see from my previous paint with me's, there's a couple times I've had to like draw something multiple times. Even for this one, I think I had to draw the hand like 3 times because I suck at drawing hands. So I'm sorry, I don't really have a method that I can share with you guys that might be helpful. I kind of just wing it and try to make it look like what I see in front of me. Favorite thing to paint? So on my list, I would say clouds, Studio Ghibli scenes, and anything food related. So like packaged foods or food that I eat. I think that is why I also like Studio Ghibli a lot, because their foods just always look so good. Every time I rewatch the movies, I always drool over the scenes when like they do like the close-ups and like all the detail. Yeah, it's my favorite part. But I would say those are like the 3 things at the moment that I enjoy painting. Helpful resources you use to build your skills. So when I first picked up watercolor, I remember the first thing I did was hop on YouTube and search up the basics of watercolor, or like watercolors for beginners, something along those lines. And I recall watching a couple of videos on like the introduction of the medium, tips and tricks, and like just the basic skills needed, and like the different painting methods, because at the time I had no clue what I was doing. I just knew I needed some water to activate the paint and then somehow get this onto paper, but I didn't know the details on the medium, so that was super helpful for me. But besides that, I just did a lot of painting. I was determined to improve. I really wanted to get better, and so I painted as often as I could on the weekends after work. I made it a priority, and so yeah, I did look up tutorial videos and other paint with me's, and observing other artists' methods really helped me a lot as well. And then being able to apply that when I painted came through, I feel like. In the end, just you learning from your mistakes is the best way to improve. I know you guys probably hear this a lot, but I can testify. It's honestly the way I learned. I didn't look at a book. I didn't read about the medium. Maybe I should, but yeah, that's pretty much how I've been doing it, and I continue to learn. Where do you find photos you use as reference? So for anything that I'm trying to recreate, like a movie scene, a screen grab, my favorite character, a cartoon, I typically just Google it, or I'll go on Pinterest and see what they have there. But as far as like my original work, I pretty much just refer to my own photos or photos that my sister has taken. I pretty much have like a folder of cloud photos I've taken in the past. I'm that type of person who if I'm outside and I see like a nice sunset or some nice clouds or whatever, I'll take a picture to use for the future. But yeah, so I typically just go off my own photos. If there's like a specific pose that I need, I'll try to recreate it myself. If I can't, then I'll either just go on Google and try to see if I could find something similar that I could reference, or Pinterest if I need like a specific hand pose. But if anything, I'll just try to do it myself if I can, or I make my sister do it. For example, recently I was trying to draw Olive, my original character, wearing a hoodie, and I was kind of struggling because I didn't know how exactly to draw a hoodie on her. I needed to see something, so I asked my sister to put on a sweater. I took a photo of her and I pretty much used that as my reference. But yeah, so most of my references now are just photos that I've taken in the past, photos I've collected from trips and stuff like that. But of course, if there's ever an object that doesn't exist in front of me, or I know I won't see it anytime soon, I'll just try to Google the like real life image that I can try to refer to. I want to start painting, but I don't know where to start. Can you give me tips as a beginner? So as far as starting off, I feel like as long as you have the essentials, you should be good to go. So when I started off with watercolors, I remember I bought like the really tiny watercolor palette from Winsor & Newton that had 12 colors, and they were pretty much just the primary colors. I bought a pack of watercolor paper, and then I got 2 paintbrushes. As a beginner, you don't really need all those fancy materials, all those expensive brands to start off with. Yeah, it's cool if you have 12 paintbrushes to choose from, but if you just have a couple, I feel like you should be good to go. Eventually, with time, as you get better, you'll accumulate more supplies, which is why I have a lot more supplies now versus when I started off, because eventually you start adding to your collection. But as a beginner, as long as you have those basics that I mentioned, you should be fine. As far as resources go, I kind of already touched upon that, but yeah, just go on YouTube, look at some intro videos, some tips and tricks videos, observe other artists and their techniques, and just paint a lot, practice a lot. You're going to make mistakes, but you're going to learn from them, and that's pretty much how you'll get better. Would you like to do art as a full-time job with your own studio, or just keep it as a hobby? As of now, I feel like it would be super cool to have an art-related career. I definitely did not think it was possible. At least 2 years ago, I would never have thought this would be a thing. But seeing where I am now, I feel like it's it's possible if I keep going at it. I really enjoy it, so I definitely would love to have some kind of art related career. I know for some time I actually wanted to work for Pixar because I was like, hey, I have a degree in physics. Maybe I can work like at the back end, maybe not as an artist, but like someone that works with like the programming and stuff. As of now, I think it would be cool to have an art related career and do this full time, but we'll see how it goes. A place, city, spot you want to paint at. So if I ever get the chance to travel again in the future, Japan is definitely on the list. I think I would really enjoy painting there. The city, the skyline, I don't know, the food, there's just like so much. And yeah, Japan is on my list, and that would be like the first place I would go to if I had the chance. Medium you've wanted to try out since a while. I think I've tried quite a few mediums so far. Gouache, watercolor, fabric paint. I painted on shoes. I painted on a sweater. I think the next one would definitely be maybe painting on a skateboard. I know my sister would really love a custom skateboard. She actually was teaching me how to skate last year. I'm still working on it. I can finally ollie now, but I'm still working on it. But yeah, I think maybe painting on the skateboard would be pretty cool. I'm not sure what type of paint I would need for that, but that would definitely be something I would want to do in the future. As of now, I have enough supplies. I don't think I want to spend money on anything new at the moment. How did you get so many followers? How do I do it? So as far as followers go on Instagram, I started posting consistently like in 2020, and so that was like around the year that everyone was in lockdown. I don't know if that played in my favor or if it was like a mix because I was posting regularly. I feel like I maybe just got lucky. I would post like every day. I would use appropriate hashtags. And eventually I started like interacting with other artists and following other artists and just having like genuine conversations. So I feel like just interacting with others in the community and just being part of the community helped me a lot. Other than that, I don't really have any other tips besides just posting consistently, being part of the community, interacting with others, having genuine conversations. Just don't come across fake and just wanting to follow people for them to follow you back. I feel like that won't be sustainable in the long run. And I don't know, just create because you want to and not because you want to have a ton of followers. And then as far as YouTube goes, I only have a couple of videos up, and I started making videos because I wanted to, and my sister motivated me to try it out. And so I just filmed things that I enjoyed, and I mean, I don't have that many videos, and I think I just got lucky as well with the YouTube algorithm, with my Paint With Me videos getting like over 100,000 views. So yeah, I don't know any tricks with the algorithms, but just do whatever you enjoy doing, create things you enjoy watching, and over time your hard work will pay off. If you watch anime, what is your favorite anime and character? So I've only gotten into anime this past year, so I haven't watched too many. I finished Demon Slayer, and I'm currently on Attack on Titan, which I am yet to finish. But I would say at the moment my favorite is Demon Slayer, and my favorite character is Zenitsu. I don't know, he's just really funny. He's like a little weenie sometimes and like scared, but when it comes down to it, he steps up and comes through. So yeah, I'd say he's my favorite character at the moment. Favorite boba drink? So this one's a bit of a tough one. So I would say if I'm feeling like a milk tea, I would probably go for an Earl Grey milk tea with boba, or if I want something more fruity, I'd probably get a peach me sweet tea from Tasty. So that's like one of my local boba spots where I live, and it's pretty much like a peach black tea with fruit bits and honey boba. It's super good, one of my favorites. So I think those would be my 2 go-to flavors at the moment. They will probably change within like the next week or so, since I'm like always going and trying different drinks at different boba shops. But yeah. So those were all the questions I was able to get to this time. Hopefully you guys found this a bit entertaining and got to know me a little better. If you enjoyed this, let me know. I could do these more in the future. Thank you guys again for watching. I hope you're doing well and staying safe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.